Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stacy Quinn. I'm the proud owner of Bossy Glamworks Boutique. And today I just wanted to take a few minutes and talk to you guys about what it's like running a boutique full-time from your home. Guys, I really love it. I've had my boutique for about 5 years now. And when I initially started, the whole goal and the whole idea was for me to scale fast and move into my own storefront. You know, I wanted the cute little register. I wanted well, you can't see it, but I do have shopping bags back here. I wanted to create the whole experience. I love it here. I like the convenience of working from home. If my daughter needs something, I can stop what I'm doing. I can see what she needs. I can cook dinner. I can go run and take a shower, you know, and get comfortable and come back in here and work. Sometimes I film content here in my office, behind the scenes videos. Sometimes I even take pictures and videos and content for my website. That actually works and that content sells on my website. I know a lot of you feel like you have to have a brick and mortar. And if that's what you want to do and that's your dream, cool. I started my business in 2020. I could have very well gone out and got a storefront for sure. But I know with the Apple iOS 14 update and how a lot of us boutique owners small business owners felt the pinch of that, and our revenue and our cash flow was literally cut in half. For me personally, I know that would have tanked my business for sure. I love working from my home because it's comfortable. I have everything here. If I have a lot of packages that need to go out, if I don't feel like driving them to the post office myself, there's a service on the post office website where you can actually schedule a pickup and your mail person will come by and pick up your packages for you during their regular scheduled delivery. Now, you might need to get out and introduce yourself to the mail person. If you see them delivering your mail, you can go out there and introduce yourself and say, hey, I run a boutique. I have lots of packages. I'm going to start doing scheduled pickups from here on out, because sometimes it just depends on the area you live in. They'll look at your notice. Sometimes they'll just drive right past your house, or they'll deliver your mail and they won't even pay attention to that notification. So it's very important that you go and you introduce yourself to whoever your mail person is and let them know that you run an online business and you're going to be scheduling pickups, and just to be on the lookout. So they'll know, you know, they need to stop and knock on your door and say, hey, you have your packages. I'm very fortunate as far as where I live, because I've been very lucky to have the same mail lady for 5 years now. She knows that I run a very busy boutique. A lot of times I live in a neighborhood safe enough where I can just put my packages outside the door in the morning. She comes around 10 or 11. So I'll usually put my packages out maybe 30 minutes before she comes, because I don't want them sitting out for that long. You just never know with porch pirates and all. But I live in a pretty safe neighborhood where that usually doesn't happen. I mean, I haven't heard it happen before, and I have the little Ring neighborhood app. So there's not really any type of activity like that going on in my neighborhood per se. But I have known my mail lady for 5 years now, and she knows if she sees that scheduled pickup, well, she'll come and she'll deliver my mail, of course, but then she'll walk up, grab my packages, load them on the back of the truck, leave me more mail bins, and we're good to go. So we have a really good system going. The only time sometimes it's snagged is if she's on vacation. So around the holidays, I take the packages up to the post office myself, because the people that fill in for her, they don't always pay attention to that. So working from home definitely has its perks. If you have a home office in your home, I would highly recommend that you use it, because you don't have the overhead of paying for a building, utilities, and everything else that comes along with having a storefront. That's what I thought I wanted initially in the beginning, but as I got busy and life just intermixes and intertwines with running a business and being a mom, like I wear so many different hats. And for me, I felt like essentially I would be creating another job. Well, I created a job for myself, obviously, but if I had a brick and mortar, I got to go in. You know, if there's bad weather, if it's icy out, at least I can schedule my post office pickups or my UPS pickups here. You can pay UPS, I think it's like $20. I have so many packages coming and going here. I just slide it onto the truck. It just depends on who your driver is. I have a really nice driver, and they, you know, if they're dropping something off, they'll take my packages too. And it's really nothing. Like, I live within a 5-mile radius of the UPS store, the post office, and the FedEx store. So getting my packages to my customers is never an issue. But I like working from home because if there's bad weather, I can still ship orders and do what I need to do and stay in the comfort of my own home, stay safe. I don't have to get out there and drive in the bad weather. So if you're thinking about starting a boutique, if you have the space in your home to do it, if you have an office, I even turn my, I guess it's a living room because I never put any furniture in there, but I turned my living room into my storage/inventory area, as you can see here. But it works out for me. I can still enjoy my home, but the living room, I probably never would have used it anyway. It was a good space for me to store all my inventory. And I've got plenty of room here in my office as well, where I bought some shelves. I got those from IKEA a long time ago, and I bought 2 big ones and I just moved them together. So I just made use of my space here in my home. So don't think that because you run your business from home that you can't generate good revenue, because if you watch my previous videos, I did clear $1 million in sales right here in this office. So you don't need a fancy storefront or a fulfillment center. If that's what your goal is, then by all means, if you can handle the overhead and all the expenses and the headache that comes along with that, go for it. You also have to think about hiring people. What if you can't be there? What if you go on vacation? Who's going to run your business? It's the same as if you were here in your home running your business, but you have to think about things like that. Insurance, salary and wages, utilities, theft, if you're going to have people coming in and shopping. And now that I'm becoming a more established boutique owner, that's just something that I simply don't want to deal with. I don't want to have the headache. Will I be in this space, this office, this home forever? Absolutely not. But I know when I do decide to move, the home that I'm going to move into definitely has to have an office space and extra space for me to store my inventory. I don't think I ever want to own a brick and mortar for sure. But if I get to a point to where my business is through the roof with numbers and then I cannot keep up with the space in my home, then that's a whole other situation that I'm going to have to look into. And even if I got to a point to where I could not accommodate all the inventory and the logistics and fulfilling orders here in my home or in my new home, at most I would just do a fulfillment center. I don't want to have customers coming in where I would have to hire people and they would have to sit there. Like I don't want to have no parts of that. So if I had a fulfillment center, then I could at least go in, fulfill orders, do inventory, things like that. And then when I'm done, I can lock up and I can dip out. So don't feel like you have to start with a storefront or a space. You can do this in your home. And even if you don't have a home office or a place to store your inventory, you can get a storage unit really cheap. I think they're as low as $100, and you can go out and get you a storage and some shelves and put all your stuff in there. You can fulfill your orders and go get your stuff from the storage. You can do this from your home. You don't have to start so big. If that's your dream, again, go with that. But for me and my boutique, I will continue to run my business from my home for as long as I can. So hit me with some questions. If you have any questions at all, leave them in the comments. And I appreciate you guys watching this video. Be sure to subscribe. I'll be dropping more gems and more videos soon in the future. And thanks for watching.